Keep blowing into the mic.
It's a hurricane.
Make out with it.
All right, well, here we are. Episode 8 now.
Eight of 4,800 and 800.
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
Right?
Some reason people still like to hear us.
They do. It's a beautiful thing. And it's been a little bit of a hectic week for me. I've been a little busy doing multiple things, but the nice thing is I got to meet Brian Dawkins last week.
He plays for the Chiefs, right?
So Brian Dawkins is a Philadelphia legend. This guy is, when you think
Did you wear your jersey when you go met him? Did you wear a Brian Dawkins jersey?
Oh, I absolutely did. Everyone was dressed up, like they had their nice button downs, some people in suits, and I'm rocking sandals and my Eagles jersey. Let's go Birds!
I expect nothing less from you, ball game.
Yeah,
nothing less.
I am not going
to
get
see you.
dressed up
To
to
see
meet
you
you.
in a suit. Have you ever been in a suit?
I have. I hate it.
For what? A marriage?
Well, yeah. So the wedding wore a suit. I worked at a country club for a while, and that made me wear a suit. I hated that.
I don't see you in a suit.
No. But the country club, we had the weddings, and
When you go to a nice dinner with Brian Hawkins, you wear your jersey and flip flops.
oh yeah, absolutely. But and he did a little speech, and it was cool because there was probably 100 people in the room for it. And, he brought something up that just kind of resonated with me, because he said to get to the level that he did and the success that he had in football was, he had to give maximum effort to anything he did, maximum effort at practice, maximum effort at home, training, getting to that point to be, the best in the league. And, he brought up that he married his high school sweetheart. So he had been married the entire time he was in the NFL, but he said his wife pretty much was a single parent for his time in the NFL because to give maximum effort, you had to, give up on.
Well, you're training
things.
5-6 days a week. You got the game, which you're out of town for. You fly out, you come back in, you leave the day before, day afterwards.
Yeah.
I think they have Mondays off and you go right back to work again.
Yeah.
But my question is, the season is only 16, 18 weeks long. Super Bowl and everything. If you go the whole thing, it's like 20 weeks long, right?
So, yeah.
So what happens after? Like, you're telling me he could never take a month off?
Oh, so they do. You get some time off.
I mean, as soon as you win or lose the Super Bowl or the playoffs, I'm sure, all right, for the next 3 weeks, we'll see you guys. Don't get in trouble. Don't beat any cops up. Don't get DUIs, and we'll see you back here, February 1st.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they definitely have that time off. But, I mean, to be an elite athlete, I mean, you're training your body not just at practice, not just in the game. You're doing that. I mean, you're waking up at 4 a.m. and you're going to the gym, and then you're going to practice, and then you're going back to the gym, and then you're doing another practice. And, I mean, to get, what was it, Kobe Bryant, I wish I remembered the quote, but he said it perfect, to be the best. If Michael Jordan was shooting, let's say, 800 shots a day, he's like, well, I want to be better. I'm going to go shoot 1,000 shots a day. And, that's what he would do to get to the level that he wanted to be at. And Brian Dawkins said he always wanted to be a professional athlete. He didn't know what sport, but he was going to be a professional athlete, and that's what he strived to do. But, the one thing when he was talking about the maximum effort and then, his wife being a single mom for all that time. And, I kind of thought into the, the restaurant industry and the management aspect of it. And even, when you're an owner of a restaurant, if you want to be successful, I mean, you have to give that maximum effort. There's a lot of stuff that has to take a back seat. And, a lot of that is family. It's, while your friends are going to concerts on a Saturday night, guess what? You're not. You're there.
Anything has sacrifice.
Yeah.
We've all had to sacrifice something, whether it's family, it's working out, it's going out, it's drinking, it's partying, it's going on vacations. We've all had to sacrifice for something in our careers or what we want to do.
Yeah.
But that's how you get to where you want to get.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And, I also wanted to bring up Atien Tequila, or gin, sorry. Atien Gin.
You have tequila in your mind.
I do have tequila on my mind. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Atien Gin.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's the name is derived from, the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean because it's they make it in South Africa. So Atien, is where they came up with the name for the gin.
I like it. It's clever. It's cute.
Yeah. So it's a very smooth gin. And, you know, like if you're someone like me, I'm not a big gin drinker. I'd never been a huge fan of gin. And this is a gin that I was like, wow, okay.
But gin's changed, I think, over the years. It's not so harsh, not so heavy.
Yeah.
I think over the years, they've lightened gin or flavored gin a little bit to give it that, okay, I can drink gin and tonics. I can drink gin with a craft cocktail. And it's changed a little bit.
Yeah, it has. And you're seeing a lot of places really putting gin back on their drink menu to where, you know, for a lot of years, it kind of disappeared on the drink menus. You know, you had your gin drinkers, absolutely. But, you know, for the most part, gin wasn't a big seller, big mover. You know, you had to like it. And it's one of those things like we've talked about tequila where, you know, it can go in a drink or it's a shooter. You know, no one's ordering gin shots.
No.
I mean, it depends where you are. There's a whole song about it, right? Gin and juice.
That is
so
true.
It was popular at one point.
Gin and juice was popular. That's popular.
And ladies and gentlemen, we might as well welcome our guest, DJ Jukebox Bully. Got here in the studio today.
Jukebox Bully. So
Sneaking in.
So DJing, how long have you been DJing?
Well, professionally about 10 years, but really since I was born and able to press play on any sort of musical, you know, device, whether it was, you know, playing on my granddad's, you know, vinyl record player, making my own mixtapes. I've been forcing people to listen to what I like ever since I could. So
you have a musical background?
I would say more of obsession.
Okay.
You know, it's more of a very severe music addiction where I just can't get enough, and I feel like I want to share great music with everybody else.
Oh, that's great.
What's your genre that you normally play? Are you an open format DJ? Are you house, techno, rock?
All over the place. Any genre, any decade. That's what's so fun for me about DJing different kinds of events is being able to adapt to the different themes. You know, I can do anything from, you know, a wedding to a Latin night, Brazilian night. I've played French parties, 80s, hip hop, punk rock shows. I just love music. I think that good music is timeless. And I think good music transcends anything. Like if you hear something and it touches your soul, it's there. Like there's that, it's almost like a spiritual thing, right? With music, there's like that connection with it. Even if you don't understand what they're saying. I mean, I grew up in Brazil. I didn't know English when I was young, but I was still dancing to Michael Jackson and Madonna. I had no clue what they were saying.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's the beat. It's the beat, the music, how it flows, not necessarily the words.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people dance to Latin music have no idea what they're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Or dance to certain music have no idea what they're saying, but it's the beat and how it flows and the fluctuation of the voice that I think keeps people dancing.
It's the magic of it. That's what's the magic of music, you know, that it can just like transcend, you know, any kind of cultural barriers, language, whatever. Even if you like a particular sort of genre the most, you know, sometimes if you're exposed to different kinds, you can be like, oh, wow, I didn't even know that I liked old French music.
So between nightclubs, restaurants, private parties, weddings, what's one moment you'll never forget? There's got to be that one wedding or that one nightclub that you were DJing at that you'll never forget.
These good memories or traumatizing
just something memories you'll never forget. I mean, I think we all want to hear more traumatizing, but not in a bad way.
Absolutely.
I mean, the scariest moments, honestly, DJing are caused by drunk women wanting to twerk and hold on to my table. That's always terrifying when I'm like trying to hold on to all my equipment, but also make sure they're still having a great, safe time. So that's always fun. But
so ladies, don't twerk at a wedding.
No, do it. Just don't hang on to my table, please.
Okay.
But I
Noted.
absolutely encourage any sort of like dancing. Absolutely. I don't know if there's any really standout moments because I don't know if it sounds corny or not, but really every event is special to me.
Yeah.
It really is. Every wedding, I'm a huge romantic. I tear up sometimes at weddings still. I love it. I love being part of each couple's special moment. we all know how hard it is to find love, and even if it doesn't last for them, that one moment is really special, and it's really cool to be a part of it and be the soundtrack to it. I personally love being around live music. So my favorite types of events are playing in between sets for live musicians, because that guarantees I could be there.
Band DJ, right.
So that's really my favorite.
So how many weddings have you DJ'd for the same person? You ever had a husband?
Are we counting myself?
No. So how many times have you been hired by the same man or woman to do the multiple weddings?
I have not yet been called back.
You haven't been called back?
I have yet to. Yeah. So it's been a one and done for most of my couples. And as far as I know, everything's splendid. I'd like to think so.
They're all still married.
Yeah. And even if they're not, I just hope that they marry someone else and book me again.
There you go. Repeat business.
Yeah.
Repeat business.
I put on a wedding one time. So great wedding. Everyone had a blast. I believe it was the grandmother. She lost her keys, which wasn't even the worst part of it. I even hopped up in the pool and I'm like, all right, I'll go find them. Maybe they ended up in there.
Wait, the grandmother lost her keys in the pool?
Lost her keys. And no, but they said they've looked everywhere else, and that was the only place that no one's looked. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just hop in the pool in the middle of the night and see if I can feel some keys on my feet.
Wow.
Ended up finding them at her table, which just was super aggravating because no one found them until I jumped in the pool, and then,
all of a sudden they found them on the table.
Yeah.
That was set up.
But that wasn't even the crazy part. The next morning, all right, so the bride's coming in, and she's going to pick up. Every wedding leaves stuff, and that's you save it for them and come to get it. And I see her in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, such an awesome time. What'd you guys do after? She's like, oh my God, the wedding was great. Everything was fantastic. And the couple had gotten into a little bit of an argument as they were leaving, but I figured probably nothing. So she's like, yeah, well, you saw us get into the argument. And I was like, yeah. I was like, but, drunk, but shit happens. She's like, yeah, well, I went home and I went to the house, and then I took all of her stuff and I put it on the front lawn, and then I lit all of her stuff on fire.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, but we're fine now.
So he put all her stuff on fire?
Wow. No, she to her.
She to her.
Yeah.
So she went outside and lit all her stuff, her wife, or just wife's.
Yeah.
Clothes, everything on fire.
Lit it on fire.
And then 4 hours later, they're fine.
Yeah.
That's very like 90s hip hop, They had that in like the music videos back then. Like she burn it all up.
Go Karen and Susan. Good for y'all. Jesus.
It's a fiery relationship right there.
Oh.
But hey, get her to DJ. She'll probably do the next 3.
I would love to.
The way they were going, there's going to be 3 or 4 weddings on that one.
I would love to. And I also
don't you want to call them and see if they're still together?
Oh, they are. I see them at least twice a year. Super nice. They're awesome people.
Still burning shit on fire?
Yeah. No, I don't know if they've lit anything on fire.
I would ask them, how's the fire going? You started your relationship off on fire.
But yeah, no, I still see them. They're super great. They seem happy.
I don't know. You see the drunks at a wedding and then falling down, and Uncle Steve, who hasn't drank in 20 years, starts drinking. And
you know what? I love that progression, though, from like when people first get to a wedding and they're all like prim and proper and dressed their best. And then, drinks start kicking in, tunes start kicking in. By the end of the night, they're like dancing, like they kick their shoes off. Grandma's twerking.
Do you ever get the ones where the couples want to do like the whole performance?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever gotten to do where like the husband and wife are going to do the performance with the best man and the maids of honors, and they do like this whole routine?
Oh, yeah. I've had some that do that. Yeah.
And they're doing it to like Ice Ice Baby, and the men are coming out and the women, and they have this whole dance off.
Yeah. Yeah. Every wedding is really unique. That's what's really cool. And I love bringing that out of each couple. I encourage it. I say there are no rules. If my couples are like, have you ever had anyone do this? Or you think we can do this? I'm like, do it. You want to do it?
That's why we get along. I'm always like, let's do it. Let's figure it out.
Yeah. It's right. It's your day. Make it unique. There are no rules to this thing. Like, you want to play whatever. I've had some, wild themes. Anything from a Star Wars theme wedding where, the processional and everything was like to the march, like to the T. They had, the lightsabers and everything, like Halloween themed weddings.
You ever been in a wedding where they say they don't get married?
No.
They've all gotten married and gone.
They've all done it. They've all gotten through it. Yep. No cold feet.
Cold feet are,
Yeah.
Uncle Tom stays up, said I've been sleeping with the bride for 2 years, and then it's over. And
no, I've never really witnessed any sort of drama like that. I think the most is just like, at the end of the night when people drink a little too much.
Yeah.
You see some a little bit kind of crazy, funny stuff, but.
So do you like DJing clubs, bars, restaurants, or is it more the weddings? Like what? I don't want to say what's better, but what is more interest you? Like, I mean, it's two different types of DJing, I would say, or performances or gigs, however you want to say it. But weddings, I would think, is one style, and people don't understand that a lot goes into a wedding. I mean, weddings sometimes, my DJ charged me $3,000 for a wedding, and I'm like, well, I paid that same person $300 last night, but it's different. Because weddings, there's father-daughter dances, there's certain music, there's certain time. Like you're not there for just 4 or 5 hours. You're putting 25, 30, 40, 50 hours into this wedding. And that's not including setup and breakdown.
Yeah. And you're like, if you're good at what you're doing, you're in touch and you're, with the bride and groom long before to kind of like customize the experience for them. Like I don't ever have anything that's preset. But every couple is different. So I want to make sure with every couple, every event, what works for them. What are their favorites? What's their style? Most importantly, what do they hate? What is the do not play song?
Do not play Justin Bieber songs. Yeah. Like, okay, I won't.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. It might be triggering, it might remind them of whatever. You don't want to bring up those memories on the day that's supposed to be special for them. But really, like I said, I love every single type of event. It's all fun for me to adapt to what that is, to that couple, And like you said, it's a different vibe if you're doing a wedding. First of all, charging more for weddings, not only the extra time, it is terrifying. Like, it is the most terrifying gig is a wedding because of the bride. I have had nightmares about being murdered by an angry bride because I didn't whatever, because some things are out of your control, especially, when you work with technology. Yep. I can do my part, but if something breaks or, whatever, I have had literal nightmares about being
Well, do you keep like a backup laptop with Serato on it and everything?
Yeah,
that way, if my laptop just blew up, give me 30 seconds, I'll have my new one on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we do that, and that's another reason why you pay more, so we can make sure we have backups and all of that. But weddings are more terrifying. It's a lot easier to do a club where everyone's just drinking, having fun, and you can just play whatever, and you're not like trying to please one. You're really trying to please one person at a wedding. It's that bride's day.
It's the bride or the bride's mom.
But yeah, pretty much.
Those are two people I would say you have to. Maybe the bride's dad, but it's usually the bride and some family member, and that's what you've dealt with the whole time. The groom doesn't care. The groom's parents like, whatever.
Sometimes, no. Sometimes the grooms are way more involved, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you involved in your wedding, Joe?
Me, not very much.
I don't see you involved a single bit besides she make sure you were there April 3rd.
I wanted
That's it.
I wanted the duck, so we had duck. Like, I was hell-bent on having duck at the wedding.
Okay, explain the duck.
I just really like
a duck or duck for dinner.
Duck for dinner.
Oh, I thought you wanted the gray. I thought you wanted the gray goose to walk in with you or something.
Like doing a ring bear,
like a ring duck.
That would be cute, actually.
It would be
until they maul your face up.
One thing I don't understand about, and I know I don't want to get off track with the weddings, man. They put thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into something that is 8 hours long at the most.
Yeah,
and it's gone.
Yeah, but those pictures last forever. That's the thing.
Lasts until you get divorced and you're on to your next one.
Yeah,
the pictures last longer than the marriages.
That's
true. Usually what happens.
That's true. I mean, that's really what it is. It's a production, but hey, if you can afford it, do it. You know, and if you can't, don't worry about it. There's so many ways that you can find ways to celebrate and still make it special. You don't need to do that, but if you can, why not?
We've done a lot of those at the venue that I'm at. I call it the second wedding venue. It's not big enough to have 200-300 people there, but it's perfect for 70 or 80. Your second wedding, when it's more intimate. Your second wedding is usually like her family, my family. Let's just do this. We're not inviting everybody.
Yeah,
I say we're the perfect second wedding venue, and I usually promote it that way too.
Yeah, it's great. Gives people options.
I mean, I've probably put on 30 to 40 weddings, give or take, around
You've
there.
been in 30 or 40 weddings?
No, like I've put on.
Go, Joe. Damn.
No, at least not that many that I know of. But no, I mean, I've put on a bunch, and I've done weddings where they have a very small budget, where it's just like, hey, we want to come in, say I do, and just get drunk. Us and 20 people.
We have $800 to spend.
Yeah. I mean, I can, not that little. I probably need more than 800. But, like for the most part, you can work with a budget, anybody's budget, and still make it fun. It's just, how many people, because a wedding, it's about impressing other people. I mean, at the end of the day, it's, how awesome can you make your wedding? I mean, at least I think that, like when
I'd rather be in Bora Bora for 2 days, 3 days, and that's how you get married.
Yeah, I mean, the vacation.
The caterers and all the stuff that costs you. Even a small, just typical wedding is probably what, 15, 20 grand? At minimum, and that's not anything crazy.
35 at least.
35.
I think 10
I would
is
rather
like
just
the venue.
I'd rather take that 35 and go to Bora Bora for 2 weeks.
I feel like I got lucky. I got mine for like 10. And that was on a cruise boat. We went, we did it through Carnival. So basically,
everybody comes on the boat.
Yeah.
And then the ones that don't stay get off. Everybody else
they can get off. So like they do the ceremony, the reception. That's all the food. You have your own little wedding planner. They push it as like you have a wedding planner, and you do, but it's not like you have a wedding planner. That wedding planner's busy, and she'll get back to you in a week or two when you have a question.
Because she's got 72 weddings that week.
Yeah. But I mean, it was cool, and then we got to go right to honeymoon, which was nice.
Where'd you go for honeymoon?
God, we went to it was in the Caribbean.
Must have been really good. You don't remember?
So it was.
It must have been really good, or he doesn't remember because of all the alcohol. Did you get the package, the drink package?
Oh, absolutely. There is a video of we were at a Margaritaville in one of the islands. I think that might have been the Dominican. I can't remember, though.
You think?
I think. It was in one of those islands.
You have to call your wife on the phone and see what she thinks about you thinking.
But there is a video of... the lady, the DJ announcing that, new bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan. And then she turned on the Magic Mike song. The dun, dun. So I hear it and I'm like, this is my jam. I could do that. Dude, I take the shirt off. I even flung it into the audience. I went and
you were Magic Mike for a good 20 minutes.
I hopped up. I had my leg up on the stairs, and I was like grinding in her face. And then the DJ was like, "Whoa, Joe, what are you doing to your wife?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Just the music took over. It's that magic of music.
I heard that you just got married, and have you been on your honeymoon yet, or is this your honeymoon? This is your honeymoon. All right, girl. I'm going to show you. I'm going to let Joe show you what you are going to be getting or what you're going to be missing if you ever walk out of the sky, okay? So we're going to turn this into the Magic Mike show real quick, just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. So here's the deal. When I play the song, guess what you're going to do? You are going to give her 10 seconds of your best move, all right? Now, when I play the song, you should know if you want to go slow or go fast. You should know, all right? Let's do it. Ready, set. Just gonna tell him to remove the shirt. Joe just got married to the beautiful lady, Ashley. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, pause. Joe. Oh, Lord, what are you doing to your wife? I apologize, man. I apologize, Ashley. That was not my fault, okay? But here's the deal. Like how, because we have already figured that out, thank you, Joe and Ashley, for being such a great sport.
Oh, God, it was funny, man. The people on the cruise boat were so mad at us. We had no idea. But like as we're walking through, because of course she wanted to wear the wedding dress the whole time after the wedding, like the whole night on the we're in the casino or
because she wants the congratulations.
Yeah.
Hey, and those things are expensive too. So yeah, wear it out.
And you would think, what are they gonna say? Congratulations. No. What did we hear? They are the reason we the boat took off late. So what we had done was
your wedding affected 7,000 passengers.
It did for about 2 hours. And we were sitting in our room. This is after the wedding. We're sitting on the balcony smoking a cigarette. I found out you cannot do that. They came and told us no. But we're like, man, the boat should have left by now. So we're just sitting there drinking, waiting for the boat to leave on our balcony. Hours go by. Finally leaves. The next morning, I'm talking to one of the people that work there. I'm like, why'd the boat leave? So they're like, oh, well, your wedding. And I was like, what? One of the guys, one of my buddies, was leaving the ship after it was over and then snuck back on to go back to the casino. And they couldn't find him. So they were trying to track down a stowaway.
That's funny.
So all the congratulations she would have gotten turned into just people pissed off that we delayed their vacation
for 3 hours.
It's not your fault, though.
Who was the guy?
My buddy, he worked for me at the time. He was a server.
And he snuck back on and went to the casino.
He did.
And they realized this, and they said, we got to find him.
Yeah, I guess they have a system, which, why wouldn't they? Of like all these guests that have to leave, and they were doop, doop, doop. And they're like, well, this person hasn't left.
We're missing Doug.
we got a stowaway. We got to find him.
That's funny. So they found him like in the casino, just like.
Yeah. I think he was sitting there drinking and having a good time.
Gambling and drinking, just like some people are not supposed to.
Yeah. I guess he thought that he was just going to go on the cruise. It was fine. He'd find a spot to sleep.
He knocked on your door. We're in Costa Rica. I'm here to sleep on the bed. Scoot over.
Join you on the honeymoon.
Well, yeah, that was a fun wedding. And, the cruise thing, the nice thing is we didn't have to do the after the wedding, where you're just sitting there and you're talking to people and you're drunk and talked out at that point.
You really don't care.
Like, yeah. Just like, all right, thanks for coming. Everybody leave.
Thanks for coming. Is there money in your envelope? Okay, thank you. Did you get us a blender and knives, or is there money in your envelope?
Now, question: being a DJ, you probably see some of the weirdest and wildest stuff because you're the center of attention, just looking out. What is one of the most ridiculous things you've seen?
Ooh, ridiculous. I mean, I have worked Bike Week. I mean, just, some of our Bike Week staples are characters in themselves. I worked at Dirty Harry's right next to the wet t-shirt contest. So some of those contestants were very colorful and interesting. But mostly like the things I see are when people just get really drunk and they end up passing out. Like I've seen a bride get a little too drunk and slam her head on the ground, the concrete floor. That was scary for a second. Yeah. Different things like that.
See, like one of the reasons I wore the shirt I'm wearing today that says Spring Break 99. So like you were saying, every wedding you do is kind of special to you. You have a memory from that wedding. Well, I have T-shirts that bring up my memories. And, I saw this in the closet and it reminded me of a DJ. And it was the reason I got this shirt made. Me and my buddy, we were out the one night and we were talking to the DJ when he was done. And, we were drunk and we were talking about how, it's just really easy to get laid in Key West during spring break. And we're like, man, we should. And the DJ was like, make it harder on yourself. Go cougar hunting. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, try and go out to a bar during spring break and hook up with an older lady. I was like, yeah, challenge accepted. So there was like 5 of us that got these spring break shirts made, and it wasn't even 1999 when we did it. I think it was 2009. But we're like, okay, well, what are the Cougars gonna like? They're gonna like that we were on spring break when they were on spring break. Let's just get some shirts that say Spring Break 99. And then the back of it says, Gigi would have sucked that dick. So it was supposed to say good girl, but I guess the T-shirt maker, he said that he couldn't fit the whole word on there. So we went with Gigi, and literally no shit, the first bar that we go to, this lady's like, I'm Gigi, and I would have. And I was like, oh my God, this shirt is golden.
No, he did. No, she did not.
I swear
her
to
name
God.
was Gigi.
Yeah. And her husband was like, yeah, she would have.
Wow.
How old was Gigi?
Gigi back
What's the
then.
Cougar level?
She was in her
time?
70s.
No, I would say she's probably in her 40s. But like I said, I was in my 20s and I was drunk. So she could have been old. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's levels to Cougar. If you're,
Yeah.
like, that's very relative. Like you a 70-year-old one, 90-year-old. Like how far are we going here?
Like if I'm feeling it out, I would think back at that age, she was definitely a cougar to me. Probably somebody my own age now.
So when you wear that, you think of Gigi?
I do. I do think of Gigi.
You gotta get Gigi written on the shirt.
No, Gigi's on the back.
Gigi. Oh my God, it is.
Yeah.
You're serious.
Yeah, I'll turn around.
That made me think of Gigi Allen, but that's a whole other crazy musician that doesn't even make sense for most people there. I thought you were just a big Prince fan. That was 1999. I was like,
That's
he
what I
really
thought.
likes
Yeah,
that song.
1999.
I'm like, I'll
Do
play
you
it
remember
for
when
you
they played that
sometime.
song for like, it was a radio station that played that song like the whole month of December?
It was a great song.
Party like it's 1999.
You mean December of 1999?
December of 1998. They played that because it was coming into
the party
99.
like it's
1999.
Yeah.
They played it from like December 1st to like January 1st
Oh my gosh.
of 1998 because it was going to be
Yeah.
99 obviously in 30 days. They literally, the radio station played the song straight 24
That's still a little excessive.
24 hours a day for 30 days.
So we talked about a little on last episode that I found out a little bit more information. But have you seen the THC seltzers that they have out? Yeah. So, us in the bar industry, it was kind of curious. Like they sell them at the smoke shops. So it's legal, the hemp derived. So, you can get away with selling it. But how does that look in the bar industries? Because there's a couple bars in Sanford that are selling them now. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about it. And we were like, it's probably just a fad. I don't know if it'll pick up in the bars. And, who knows what it's going to do. But I researched it a little bit more and found out that, so in Florida, if you want to be considered a responsible vendor, you have to go through like RCS, which is from the Florida Restaurant Lodging Association, or one of those companies to come in and teach alcohol compliance, and we do harassment training too. So if you don't do that, you're not a responsible vendor considered in Florida. Now,
You're just a vendor?
You're just a vendor. So, all right, well, what if I don't want to be responsible? I'll just be a vendor, right? So the responsible vendor, they won't tag you as a responsible vendor if you're selling THC or anything like that. Now, what being a responsible vendor, what does that do for you in the state of Florida,
It's got to save you something somewhere.
It does. So, like, say you serve someone under 21. All right, and it's a sting operation. The police come in, they're gonna, they could arrest your bartender, they could fine you. You could lose your liquor license for like a 7-day suspension, and then usually a couple $1,000 fine. What that responsible vendor tag does is they go in to court and they fight for you to say, look, they've done this training. They know, they are a responsible vendor and they're not someone that's just going to serve drinks to minors. So they go in, they fight for you. You get that fine reduced. Usually you can get the suspension on your first hit. You can get that suspension. But what it does is it saves you on average 20% on your insurance. And if you're looking about how insane the insurance has gone up for restaurants, especially around this area, it's around the beach, man, I mean, that 20% is a huge, huge savings. And to lose that, I don't think it's worth selling
You're not
any THC.
You're not going to make anything back from it.
Not to that extent. No.
No, because if you're paying $60,000-$80,000 a year in insurance, 20% is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Especially when you're paying $100,000-$200,000 a year in insurance.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what, like, someone on the coast, you're probably looking at a couple $100,000 You know, at least 150 to 200,000 that you're going to spend, and then, man, you tack on another 20% just to sell THC. I don't see where the
benefits can be from the bars. And if it's not in the bars, people aren't going to ask for it. And then the liquor stores may carry it, or the THC or the smoke shops and certain places carry it, but no one's going to buy it if it ain't at the bars.
But even the liquor store, they're considered responsible vendors or just vendors, so they would lose that too if they sold.
They'll get around it because you're not drinking on premise.
But they still sell it. So anyone that sells alcohol, you would still lose that responsible vendor.
That's interesting that you would lose it for a drink that has THC because, I mean, I could see someone overdosing on that THC drink and like just ordering a ton of pizza maybe. You know, like what's going to happen? Are they going to be doing like keg stands on these and like starting fights, you know, like what makes it irresponsible?
It's because it's not federally legal. Oh. It's because of the feds. If it was federally legal, that would drop off. But because it's not federally legal, you can't be considered a responsible vendor and sell it. Which I was kind of excited about the THC thing. I thought, well, no, it's kind of cool. Like maybe people that don't drink anymore would go out and have those drinks with their friends and go out for the entertainment. But I mean, at a 20% uptick in insurance, it's just not.
I don't think anybody's going to carry it in the bars.
No, I don't think so either. Why would you?
Not for a 20% increase in your insurance.
God, no.
Give me a 20% decrease in insurance, we'll start carrying it.
I mean, you figure for me, that's like a $40,000 increase a year just to do that.
40 grand. You won't sell that much to make that much back.
No, not at all.
I mean, you got to figure your profits on it. Probably what, 50%, 60% on it.
I would have to be more. You'd have to really charge a lot.
Charging $20 for a can that costs you $1.50. It's the only way to be worth it.
Yeah, I don't think.
Have you gotten hit up by any reps to bring it in?
Yeah. Just I think they're not really like pushing it, but they're like, hey, we're going to. Would you? I think they're.
And what did you tell them? No.
Well, I told them I'd think about it, and that's the nice thing about this show. It's something we can talk about, and it kind of gives me like a little kick in the ass to, all right, let me go look into it, and see what the right call is, and I did. And I don't think it is, but we do a fun little skit here called "Come On, Karen."
Come on, Karen.
Come on, Karen.
So basically, we'll take a review. We'll have listeners send in reviews, usually screenshots like, oh, check this. We got this review. And we talk about it. We dissect it a little bit. Sometimes we're pro restaurant and sometimes we're pro Karen. There was one. I was like, you know what? Karen's right.
Karen was 100% right.
That's nice.
Yeah, no, it's not just one
side. Not all Karens are created equal.
Not all Karens are created equal. I like that.
I think we actually got a message, a comment on, I don't know if it was YouTube or Instagram. Honestly, there's so many different portals that who knows. But she was like, starting to hate the fact that my name is Karen. I was like, yeah, I feel you. But so, look in here. One of these days, I'll figure out how to. We need like a screen. The screen to work,
that has Karen up on it.
Yeah, we got the screen. We just got to put Karen on there.
Karen's thing on there.
Like a mugshot.
Like a mugshot of the Karen of the day.
The judges, you guys are like the Karen, like justifiers, like they write.
So they give a full 1 star. That's all they gave. The service was 1 out of 5. Atmosphere was 3 out of 5. If you're dehydrated or drunk off the drinks you bought from their bar, just be prepared to pay for another price for a bottled water. What they can get more money out of you for. They do not offer the water. It's fine if that's how they run their business. I guess this is just me getting the word out that if you really need water after drinking a lot and don't want to pay for it, don't come here. Oh, also, if you just want to buy one drink here that is under $10, apparently they will not let you close out until you spend $10 at least. So, like I said, it's not the type of bar for me, but I think everyone should know these details before entering because For one, there was not one sign saying a $10 minimum. If you don't mind all those things, then come enjoy their good music, because that they do have.
Well, that's nice. The music's good.
So they did like the music.
I'll give Karen a splidgen. I think they should put up credit cards minimum $10.
100%. I agree with Karen.
I'll give Karen a little bit on that one. But I mean, water costs money. Why do I give away for free? I sell bottled water. We all sell bottled water.
Yeah.
And it's $5 bottled water, $6, $4 bottled water. Like, I mean, you go get that at the dollar store for $1.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's what we're in the business.
Don't they have it in tap water too, like for free?
You
squeeze it out.
Yeah. Technically, you cannot charge for a glass of water. You know that.
Yeah, if it's like that, if it's
you
tap.
cannot charge for a glass of water.
Not a glass. Is it legal?
It's illegal to charge for a glass of water.
Is it really? See, I always give them water. So
I always give
really
water in the glass. Yeah, I've never charged for a glass. But if you want a bottle of water, it's $3, $4, whatever it is, $5.
That's interesting, though. I would like to see that, because I've never even thought of the legal ramifications on it. I just give people water.
I do too. It was a very gray area, but like you can't deny someone a glass of water, because if they're hyperventilating or they're dying and you don't give them a glass of water. So I think most places, I don't know about 7-Eleven, but I don't think any bars can deny somebody a glass of water.
Yeah, it makes sense to charge for bottled water though, but like tap water, even if they like squirt it in their mouth or something.
But I love how she was probably drunk writing that and had to talk about how
she was thirsty.
She was thirsty, and they charged her $4 for a bottle, but the music was great. But if you want to be charged for your bottle, well, don't come here. But I will go for the music. The band was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's a come on, Karen.
I mean, I get the $10 minimum on a card. I mean, the fees that's
pretty common though.
Pay, yeah.
Do you do $10 at your place?
I don't do a minimum, but God,
I don't either.
It depends
so
on the
rare.
company, right? Like it's just it has to do like with fees and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much like any bar, restaurant, any business can choose whether they want to charge. I mean, they should have that on there. It could have been on her receipt, which completely legal if it is. That's something like, I mean, I have a sign out like, hey, a $20 tip will be added, or 20% gratuity will be added for any walkouts. So that sign's up there.
Ours is 24%.
Is it
24%? Is it legally you can do up 24%?
Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to change that sign.
24.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I get that. You should have a sign up there. It could have been on the receipt. I mean, we're in the industry, so we understand the credit card fees. But I mean, like.
Just credit card fees are outrageous.
Oh, they are.
They're getting worse and worse. I mean, you figure your bar is doing $80,000, $100,000 a year, $100,000 a month. Let's say you're spending $4,000 on credit card fees, and it's like, it's only 3%, 2%, or whatever it is with the fee and the 25 cents and all that stuff. But it's outrageous. I mean, think about $3 or $4 grand. That's a half liquor order. That's that's a couple people's payroll. I mean, like it's a lot when it comes to that being put back on all the credit card fees we had to pay, plus everything else.
I mean, just think of this, because, a lot of people, they don't really use cash that much anymore, right? A lot of it's on the card. Last year, just in credit card fees for tips. So this is the fee that the company pays for the servers to get tips. That fee was $22,000 last year. Just in credit card fees for the tips. That's not the credit card fees for everything
your
else.
place have to play?
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, it's
$22,000 in just the tipping fee.
Just tip fees. That, obviously we don't charge to the guest, but, a normal person's not going to know that all these fees exist. Everyone thinks that, companies are out to just trying to get every dollar. No, they're trying to survive.
Yeah, that's if if you've been in the industry, like I used to serve, I always try to tip cash.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's nice, too. I mean, God, I wish
I don't carry cash on me like I used to all the time.
I don't either.
I do sometimes, but it's so much easier with your debit card, credit card, this. I remember before, I had to stop and get some cash out before we go out.
Yeah.
Now I don't at all. Everything takes credit card.
Or your phone. You can just swipe your phone.
Yeah, every door place takes fees now. Like, you remember when you used to go to nightclubs? The doors was cash and everything else was you could do card. Now everyone just went out with $100, $200 cash, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Now the doors will take it. The bathroom valet guy will take your money. Like you want a mint, and he's like, "Oh, I can't tip you. I take PayPal."
Yeah.
And like literally, you could tip the bathroom valet guy. I mean, Before you know it, the dancers, some of the clubs are going to take PayPal, you know? After you get your dance, just slap
QR code on their
QR
butt.
code on the butt.
That's actually a good idea,
That,
probably.
That's the next thing.
That is a smart idea.
Hey, I should have trademarked that.
If
QR
I was a
code
stripper, I
yeah.
would QR code my ass in a heartbeat.
I would get a tattoo of a QR code. Hey, I only got $20 cash. You got QR code right here?
Don't need the G string. Just take a picture.
Dang, that is a really good idea.
It is. Well, genius.
Cash app, yep.
Damn, should have taken credit for that somehow.
Stripper app.
Why don't you cash app that ass?
And it rhymes.
But yeah, DJ Jukebox Bully, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. It was great to have you. And ladies and gentlemen, remember, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Ding, ding.
Pointing to me?
Yeah,
what do you want me to say?
I don't know. But no, thank you guys.
No, I'm excited. I mean, the shows are going great. People are liking, subscribing. Our YouTube's going up, and it's great to see that. I think people are interested in what we have to say. Yeah, and we're getting a lot of emails and a lot of notifications on, hey, talk about this, or what about this, or I like what you said about this, or I disagree with what you said on this. Yeah. Which is good that people are listening. And that's what our whole show is about. Not just education. Have some fun with it, but open up people's eyes that hospitality is not just cake and ice cream and eat it too. Yeah. There's a lot that goes into it.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. It was really fun chatting with you guys.
Come on anytime.
I just want to shout out, the Locals Mix.
Real quick, let's talk about your event.
501c3 nonprofit. Started it during the pandemic to support local community and creatives. So we've been putting on a lot of really cool events in town. So if you're around the Daytona Beach area, check out thelocalsmix.com. We have some really cool events coming up. We have a fashion show coming up September 26th at the Museum of Arts and Sciences. We have a music and arts expo October and December at the museum. And every Tuesday, we are the only ones that have an all originals open mic night. So we do everything we can to support our local creatives, whether you're artist, musician, entrepreneur. To us, a creative is anyone with a passion. So other than partying with me, check me out, djjukeboxbully.com if you want to party sometime. And for our events, please follow Locals Mix. We have cool stuff coming up. I hope to see you guys there.
Awesome. I love it. We'll be there.
We'll be there next Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yay.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
All right.
Thanks. Yay.
Yeah, perfect. Once we